The forum is jointly hosted by Beijing Guomin Charity Foundation, Financial Center for South-South Cooperation, and Shenzhen Paramount Charity Foundation. Today, we are focused on the cultivation of women's leadership in the age of artificial intelligence and explore new pathways for technology to empower women's development. We will also witness the official launch of the UN Youth Development Program, which is dedicated to empowering the next generation of young leaders. 本次论坛由北京市光明慈善基金会、南南合作金融中心、深圳市全景公益基金会联合主办。今天我们将聚焦人工智能时代女性领导力的培育，探讨科技赋能女性发展的新路径。同时，我们也将共同见证联合国青少年成长计划的正式启动。这一项目旨在赋能新一代青年领袖的成长。In the next 90 minutes, our forum will include 4 sessions, addressed by organizers, guest presentations, certificate presentation, and project launch, and closing session. 在接下来的90分钟里呢，论坛将依次进行4个环节。主办方致辞，嘉宾发言，荣誉颁发与项目启动闭幕式。非常期待各位的精彩分享。Addressed by organizer, the wave of artificial intelligence is profoundly reshaping our world as an important force in social development. Women's participation and leadership in the field of AI are key to promoting technology for good and advancing gender equality. Nurturing young people, especially young women, is fundamental to sustaining women's leadership and sustaining global gender equality in the AI era. 人工智能的浪潮正在深刻地改变世界。作为社会发展的重要力量，女性在人工智能领域的参与与领导力是推动科技向善、促进性别平等的关键。培育青年，特别是青年女性，是延续女性领导力、推动人工智能时代全球性别平等的重要基础。Now we move to the section of address by organizer. 现在进入主办方致辞环节。First of all, let us welcome Ms. Li Lin, Chair of Beijing Guomin Charity Foundation, to deliver her remarks. Please join me in giving me a warm round of applause, please. 首先呢，让我们以热烈的掌声欢迎北京市光明慈善基金会理事长李林女士发言。
尊敬的各位嘉宾、各位同仁，大家上午好，我是北京市光明慈善基金会的李林，非常荣幸和南南合作金融中心、深圳全景公益基金会携手，经联合国审核批准，在联合国 CSW70 会议期间，共同主办本次女性领导力与人工智能社会影响的平行论坛。在此，我谨代表主办方，向远道而来的各位嘉宾、各界同仁致以最热烈的欢迎和最诚挚的感谢。本届 CSW70 论坛以保障女性司法救助权、推动女性平等参与公共决策为核心，为全球性别平等事业凝聚共识、汇聚力量。人工智能作为重塑世界的核心科技，其发展的包容性和公平性深刻影响着性别平等的实践路径。作为女性领导力，开辟了全新的赛道。我们举办本次活动，正是希望紧扣论坛的核心议题，搭建全球交流的平台，深讨如何以 AI 创新赋能女性领导力，让科技发展更具性别视角，充分释放 AI 在性别平等框架下的社会价值。女性是社会发展的重要力量，在各领域绽放独特的智慧，但全球科技领域仍存在着性别差距。女性在 AI 研发决策中的参与度有待提高，弱势群体女性更面临着数字鸿沟的发展壁垒。构建性别响应性的 AI 发展框架，推动全球技术平等，既是科技进步的必然要求，更是赋能女性发展、实现性别平等的关键举措。本次论坛汇聚了 AI 领域的实践者、科研学者、教育和社区的深耕者。各位嘉宾将从多元视角分享前沿思考和实践经验，希望大家以本次活动为契机，畅所欲言，深入交流，凝聚全球共识，探索实践路径，让 AI 成为赋能女性发展、提升女性领导力的有力工具，为全球性别平等事业和 AI 向善贡献力量。最后， 预祝本次论坛取得圆满的成功，祝愿各位嘉宾在交流中有所收获，有所启迪。现在我宣布，女性领导力与人工智能社会影响论坛正式开始。谢谢大家。
感谢林女士的精彩发言，为本次论坛拉开了温暖而有力的序幕，也为我们即将到来启动的联合国青少年成长计划让我们充满期待。Thank you, Ms. Lillian, for inspiring remarks. Your speech has offered a warm and powerful opening of today's forum, and has also built a strong anticipation for the upcoming launch of the UN Youth Development Program. Now, let's welcome Mr. Huang Yongjia, Deputy Director General of the Financial Center for the South-South Corporation, to deliver her speech. Applause, please. 接下来有请南南合作金融中心副总干事黄永嘉先生致辞。
Distinguished guests, colleagues, good morning. It is a great pleasure to join you at the United Nations headquarters in New York for the settlement of the 70th session of the UN Commission on the Status of Women. I would like to extend my sincere greetings and best wishes to all of you present here. For 70 years, the Commission on the Status of Women has been leading the global cause of gender equality. This year's theme, ensuring access to justice for women and their growth, is highly consistent with the 2026 International Women's Day advocacy rights, justice, action. Gender equality requires the protection of the rule of law, as well as the empowerment through technology and financial. Since it was established in 2014, the South-South Cooperation Financial Center has been committed to bridging the development gap and supporting the development of the global South. Gender equality is at the core of our mission. Today, artificial intelligence is profoundly reshaping the world. Women should not only be beneficiaries, but also leaders and rural centers. And China and more than 80 countries jointly advocated at the Human Rights Council. Women should be participants, contributors, and beneficiaries of AI development. Globally, women account for only 33% of the tech workforce under the famous work of South-South Cooperation. This rate in China has reached 45.8%. This fully proves that breaking barriers can fully unlock the huge potential of women in science and technology. We actively support women's tech projects and cooperate with the School of Finance Tsinghua University to cultivate female fintech talents. Looking ahead, we will launch the 3 key innovations. First, establish the South-South Women's AI Innovation Fund to address financing challenges. Second, build a cross-border digital platform to ensure successful experience. Third, deepen the financial projects, talents, platform system to bridge the development gap. Dear colleagues, gender equality is an important cornerstone of sustainable development. The South-South Cooperation Financial Center stands ready to cooperate with all parties. Let us take finance, bond, and technology and engine to jointly ensure that where women enjoy equal rights and development opportunities in the digital era. I wish this event and the 70th session of the UN Commission on the Status of Women complete success. Thank you all.
感谢黄永嘉先生的深刻分享，您的发言让我们更加清晰地理解了在南南合作框架下科技如何赋能女性的发展。Finally, let's welcome Mr. Yu Zhongren, Chief Representative of the UN of Shenzhen Panorama Charity Foundation, to deliver her speech. Applause, please. 最后，让我们掌声欢迎深圳市全景公益基金会驻联合国首席代表于中仁先生致辞。
大家好，我是深圳市全景公益基金会驻联合国首席代表于仲仁，非常荣幸以联合主办方身份，与北京市光明慈善基金会南南合作金融中心携手，在 CSW70的论坛平台共同举办此次的女性领导力与人工智能社会影响平行活动。在此，我谨代表基金会向各位嘉宾同仁，致以热烈的欢迎和诚挚的感谢。人工智能作为重塑世界的核心科技，其包容性与公平性深刻影响性别平等实现路径，也为女性领导力开辟全新赛道。本届 CSW70论坛为全球性别平等凝聚共识，我们打造本次的平行交流平台，正是紧扣论坛的核心，探寻 AR 赋能女性领导力的路径，让科技发展与性别视角充分释放 AR 在性别平等框架下的社会价值。女性是社会发展的重要力量，但全球科技领域仍存在着性别的差距。女性在 AR 研发决策中的参与度亟待提升，弱势群体女性更面临数字鸿沟堡垒。构建性别响应 AR 发展框架，推动技术平等，既是科技进步的要求，更是赋能女性、彰显女性领导力的关键。深圳市全景公益基金会始终关注女性发展权益，致力连接全球资源，为女性搭建成长平台。此次参与主办，是我们以民间力量推动全球性别平等，助力科技向善的实践。我们坚信，唯有汇聚全球智囊，深化交流合作，才能让 AR 真正成为赋能女性领导力的有力工具。期待各位畅所欲言，深入交流，凝聚共识，探索路径，让女性在 AR 时代绽放更多的光彩，携手为全球性别等和 AR 向善发展贡献力量。最后，预祝本次活动完美成功。我的致辞到此结束，谢谢大家。
感谢3位主办方代表的真诚分享，他们的发言传递出对女性发展的深切关怀，对推动人工智能与女性领导力融合的坚定信心，以及对青年成长的真挚期待。再次感谢3位。接下来进入今天论坛的核心环节，嘉宾主题发言。Each guest's presentation is strictly limited to 3 minutes, and I will give a gentle reminder when the time is almost up. Let us cherish every minute of this exchange and listen to cutting-edge perspective and practical experience from around the world. These insights will also lay a solid foundation for the UN Youth Development Program that we are about to launch. 每位嘉宾发言时间严格控制在3分钟之内。时间接近时呢，我会以适当的礼貌的方式提醒，让我们珍惜每1分钟的交流，共同聆听来自全球视野的前沿思想与实践经验。这些宝贵观点也为即将启动的联合国青少年成长计划奠定了坚实的基础。首先，让我们欢迎广东外国外贸大学外语外贸大学国际合作与可持续发展研究院副院长张丽文教授，分享主题为女性在人工智能应用领域的先锋地位——中国案例研究。有请张丽文。
Good morning, Honorable Chair and distinguished delegates. 2025 marks the 30th anniversary of Beijing Declaration and platform for action and landmark for global gender equality. At the 69th session of the Commission of the Status of Women, the Beijing Plus 30 Action Agenda, was launched. With the digital evolution as a core action, it underscores ensuring women and girls equal access to digital skills and opportunities, and their right to shape technological innovation. Globally, women account for less than a quarter of AI professionals and 1/3 of STEM workers. And this gender gap is widening. Even a smaller share of women serve as technical leaders now than in 1980s. China has made remarkable progress in empowering women through policy guidance, technical innovation, and social collaboration. Governments and social organizations jointly provide digital skills training for women, which not only helps women lift themselves out of poverty and realize self-worth, but also drives socio-economic development. Official data shows that in 2023, China had 320 million female workers, making 43.3% of total workforce, with Chinese women enjoying an improved healthcare, education, social benefits, and workplace protections. Guangdong province is a major internal hub in China, took a pioneering step in digital gender equality by revisiting women's rights protection measurement, mandating enhanced digital literacy education for women. A typical case here is a very interesting and a very powerful case. A female programmer sued a technical company over its gender bias AI interview system. 87% of training data came from male executives, leading to a 42% lower pass rate for female candidates. The court ruled in favor of the plaintiff, ordering the company to remove gender-related parameter, retain the AI model, and issue a public apology. A nationwide survey of 11,114 respondents found that female professionals adopt AI faster than lower entities, and AI is amplifying women's inherent strengths in adaptability, empathy, and communication. By June 2025, China's generative AI users related 515 million, with professionals use AI more frequently than men. For example, female frontier staff from Women AI tool can build a low-code application to address urgent business needs during the time when international tariff adjustments, focusing on user experience, a perspective that effect from the pure algorithmic precision favored by many male engineers. However, algorithmic bias remains a critical risk. AI systems trained on historical data often reproduce gender stereotypes, which could reverse the progress we have made without deliberate safeguards. As the United Nations calls for eliminating gender discrimination, we firmly believe the whole global citizens and governments have a shared duty to advocate the noble global together, noble gender equality at global level together. Here.
Thank you, Professor Zhang, for your excellent presentation. The chairs courses you shared provide valuable experience for women around the world in participation in AI applications. Next, let's welcome Dr. Awuji A.S., Professor of International Affairs and Relationships, to share her thoughts on building the legal profession for African women on the AFCFTA, AI and Emerging Continental Legal Practice. Welcome.
And thanks very much. I'd like to first and foremost say a huge thank you to the organizers who invited me here today. I am indeed grateful. Dear colleagues, it is my great honor to talk to you about African women's role in shaping the continental legal profession under the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, together with the transformative power of artificial intelligence. Africa, despite facing unique legal challenges like fragmented frameworks, insufficient high-quality legal data, and the gap between written laws and actual practices, is indeed a natural innovation incubator. AI is reshaping African legal practice in cybersecurity, intellectual property, regulatory compliance, and more particularly, the green revolution that African women must participate in and above all lead. Technologies such as GPT-3 and GPT-4 have proven AI's capability in higher level research and drafting. African legal firms, law firms, leveraging AI will gain cost efficiency, higher litigation success rates, and talented retention, while those who don't will risk falling behind. To see this opportunity, targeted actions are needed, such as the use of AI to boost legal work efficiency, update legal and policy frameworks for a thriving legal tech ecosystem, and cultivate new skills for African women lawyers, mastering AI tools, evaluating AI output accuracy, and upholding confidentiality. Law schools and firms must adapt to this new landscape. Importantly, AI broadens access to legal services for underserved Africans and small businesses, and human expertise remains irreplaceable. AI is indeed a powerful tool, not a substitute for professional legal judgment. Africa is already leading the global trend. Take, for example, AfriWise, with its cross-border African legal intelligence database, is set to become a global legal tech leader by acquiring Gloria. Its unique model combines AI, the expertise of eminent African lawyers, and fact-checked legal data. This transformation raises three important questions. Firstly, how are we going to ensure that no one is left behind in African-driven legal development? How are we to narrow the gap, the tech gender gap for women and girls on the African continent? And finally, how are we to participate in the fourth industrial revolution, which will indeed benefit all? The answer is to center African women, equipping them with AI and legal skills, fostering partnerships, and building homegrown solutions. As AfriWise CEO said, I quote, Africa's best solutions comes from Africa, driven by our unique challenges and dynamic. Let us empower African women to be the architects of AI-driven continental legal practice and build a more inclusive, efficient, and resilient legal profession for Africa. I thank you.
Thank you, Doctor, for sharing. Your remarks have shown us the exploration and breakthrough of African women in the integration of law and AI. Now let's welcome Mr. Li Dongling, Special Advisor of Beijing Guomin Charity Foundation and former ILO Country Director, to discuss the impact of artificial intelligence on women's employment. 接下来有请北京市光明慈善基金会特别顾问、前国际劳工组织国家主任李东林分享主题为人工智能对女性就业的影响。有请李东林。李东林先生还在赶来的路上是吗？
哦，视频。
好，请看大屏幕。Thank you, Ms. Lidolin, for your professional insights. Next, let's welcome Ms. Derek Odidi, Executive Director of Kenya Global Affairs Development Alliance, to share Kenya's experience in women's leadership and AI for social impact, advancing an inclusive digital future.
Distinguished guests, excellencies, colleagues and partners, I am Derek Odidi, the Executive Director for Global Affairs Development Human and Non-Profit I am honored to share Kenya's experience with women's leadership in artificial intelligence for social impact and reflect on how inclusive connectivity remains the foundation for this transformation. Kenya is known as
Thank you, Ms. Audrey, for sharing. 接下来，让我们欢迎香港全球家庭幸福产业联盟主席孟晓波分享主题为女性家庭管理对社会发展的重要性。有请孟晓波先生。
尊敬的各位来宾、各位同事，大家好，我是香港全球幸福产业联盟孟晓波。今天我围绕这论坛主题与大家分享的核心观点是：女性家庭管理是国家人才培养、行业发展、社会进步不可替代的基石力量。家庭是人生中第一所学校，女性作为家庭经营与管理核心主题，主导着孩子的习惯形成、品质塑造与价值观培养，直接决定了人才培养的起点、质量。身心健康、有责任、有担当的优秀人才，皆源于科学管理、温暖有爱的家庭。这份扎根于家庭的培养是人才成长最关键的一环。良好的家庭管理孕育出优秀的人才，源源不断地涌入各行各业，成为技术创新、产业升级、社会服务的中坚力量。他们带着家庭赋予的责任感和合作精神，为行业发展注入活力，为经济社会建设共享力量。女性在家庭中展现的规划力、执行力与共情力，正是新时代领导力的重要内核。这份源于小家的领导力，正通过人才培养这一纽带，深度赋能社会发展与行业进步。千千万万个和睦家庭汇聚成国家强盛、社会和谐的根本动力。女性以家庭为阵地，以爱与责任为纽带，完成了从个体到家庭、从家庭到人才、从人才到行业，最终支撑社会发展的价值传递。女性家庭管理所承载的人文滋养，正是技术发展之外社会进步最核心的软实力。女性的家庭管理关乎着人才培养、行业兴旺、国家未来的重大事情，更是女性领导力最朴素、最深厚的体现。尊重并看见女性的家庭价值，提升女性家庭教育与管理能力，就是守护社会发展的源头活水。在此，我呼吁社会各界关注女性成长的环境，重视女性在家庭治理中的独特价值，让女性领导力在家庭、社会、时代发展中绽放更大光彩。感谢大会提供的宝贵机会，我的发言完毕，祝大会圆满成功，谢谢大家。
感谢孟晓波先生的分享，您的发言让我们再次认识到女性在家庭领域的价值，对社会发展也具有深刻的意义。接下来有请北京大学体育教研室副教授唐燕女士分享主题：以科技与文化赋能弱势群体。有请唐燕教授。好，请看大屏幕。
Empowering vulnerable groups through technology and their culture. Honorable delegates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today, at the United Nations headquarters, I wish to discuss with you the important topic of artificial intelligence and the empowerment of vulnerable groups. In the digital age, artificial intelligence should not create divisions, but bridge gaps. It can support persons with disability, expand equity in education, improve healthcare services, and enable every group to share the benefit of the digital revolution. As representatives from Peking University, we bring our Chinese practice. Today, I would like to introduce shortcut kicking, a national intangible cultural heritage carrying thousands of years of Chinese wisdom. We have deeply integrated shortcut kicking with traditional Chinese medicine, sports science, and artificial intelligence. creating a new model of sports medicine integration and digital intelligent empowerment of public health. More importantly, shortcut taking is deeply rooted in the TCM philosophy of preventive treatment of diseases from the yellow emperor in the classic. It unblocks meridians, regulates body and mind, and prevent illness starting. This aligning perfect with the United Nations vision of health for all, making it an ideal health wealth for empowering vulnerable groups. We have built a comprehensive AI-enabled system, TCM Meridian Detect for pre- and post-exercise assignment, making programs more scientific and personalized. A lightweight mobile application equipped with multilingual AI virtual code, which demonstrates problem in real time and express the control and health principles behind each movement. With only smartphone, women, children, and elderly, and people all backgrounds can access on-demand health guidance anytime, anywhere. This model blocks balance of space, instructors, and equipment, offering a replayable, scalable, and sustainable health solution for vulnerable groups worldwide. Honorable delegates, technology has won and culture has power. Let us work together using artificial intelligence as a bridge to ensure that everyone enjoy equal health, equal opportunity, and equal dignity. Thank you.
谢谢唐燕副教授，科技与文化还有体育的融合，为弱势群体赋能打开了新的窗口。Now let's welcome Ms. Yvette Gibbs, founder and executive director of Acupuncture Consulting LLC, to explore AI literacy and empowerment for vulnerable communities. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. My company is called Awujo, which is the Yoruba word for community. That is what I believe is needed to get us through this fourth revolution. AI literacy is essential because we're not all speaking the same language. When you speak AI, people don't quickly know if you're talking about generative models, if you're talking about the large language models, or if you're talking about robotics. So I think it's really important that we start to socialize the language that at one point in time may have seemed to be limited to the developers. They're speaking this language in their friend circle, so I think we need to normalize it. I grew up during the tech boom, if you will. I started in 2000 working for a company that took government contracts and worked with folks that are doing a lot now to keep us safe. I had the chance to see Bluetooth in its infancy, and seeing people come together to create this new technology to keep the world safe was amazing for me. Never in a million years did I think that the AI would be turned, put into the world's hands like it is now, because there was a social responsibility that went with the development of that AI, or of that technology, I'm sorry. It was important that they built something that kept the world safe. And I just assumed that those types of developers and engineers were everywhere. I refer to them now as ethical hackers. I wouldn't have used that term then, but that's what they were. And that's what is needed now. We need people to really look at what's happening with the data and understand it on a global level. This is no longer a matter of one company checking it versus another. This is a matter of all of us coming together to protect our data and our lives. So there are a lot of people that ask the question, will AI take over? My question is, will we let it take over? We have to remember, we're the ones that are training this technology. And if we need it to keep people safe, then we have to learn how to keep people safe. So again, I bring you back to the word community because that's what it takes. Me, as an educator, okay, and an educator throughout the community, I have a grandson, so I interact with the technology with him. I want to see what it lights up for him. I want to see how he interacts with it. And that's one of the things that Steve Jobs loved. He loved that kids saw the technology and they got excited about it. It's supposed to be exciting. We're supposed to feel good about it. We're not supposed to worry like we are now. And if we are worrying, it's because we didn't factor it in the way that we should have. The cat is out of the bag, it's here, that's okay. I have faith in people, and I trust that we will handle this responsibly. It's what's needed, and it's what we're all here for. So in terms of literacy, again, I encourage everyone to be very clear in conversation about what you're talking about, okay? There was AI back in the day, 1997 to 2003. There was art called clip art, okay? Microsoft Clip. They called it Clippy. It didn't last long. Does anyone want to know why? It was annoying. It was very annoying. They disabled it, okay? They tried to bring it back later. It was still annoying. We're constantly working on these things. We're the creators and we're the consumers. So if we want responsible products, we have to demand them, not just from others, but from ourselves. So this topic has gone in a direction that I really didn't think that it would, but there's been so much said about what I wanted to speak on, and I feel like we have the right people in the room. We just have to keep the conversations going. We have to keep talking, and we have to keep understanding that this is our responsibility. So AI is forcing us to look at two major things. The environment, because it's not in the cloud, it's on the ground, data centers, okay? And two, human nature. What is it that we're doing that we're afraid that AI might do, and how can we address that? That's where we need to focus. Well, I'm not trying to catch up. I don't want to catch up with these young kids. I don't. They go too fast, and that's okay. But I do want to be by their side to support them. And that's what community does. You stay by the people's side and you support them. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gates, for your forward-looking insights. Your remarks remind us of the importance of AI literacy for development of vulnerable communities. 接下来，让我们欢迎云龙集团 CEO、中医文化全球推广者、家庭健康 CEO 理念发起人陈月婷女士分享主题为“明针为桥 ，AI 为翼”，让针灸成为全球女性的健康力量。有请陈月婷。
Distinguished guests, dear sisters, good morning. I'm Yue Chen from Harder Dragon Group. Today, I want to share with you how the millennium-old acupuncture needle empowered by AI can open a door to health for women around the world. First, AI makes acupuncture a global health language. In Shenyang, acupuncturist salon has served over 100,000 international patients from 40 countries. With AI, her team built remote teaching and consultation platforms in Kazakhstan and France, helping local learners use acupuncture to care for their communities. AI helps acupuncture cross mountains and oceans, becoming a bridge of health connecting the world. Second, AI responds precisely to women's life cycle needs. Women go through special stages: menstruation, pregnancy, postpartum, and menopause. In China, an AI health platform named Bai Su Zhen teaches women acupressure to relieve pain, with over 300,000 views in the first week. Students from Beijing University of Chinese Medicine also developed an AI pelvic floor repair model. helping mothers regain health and confidence. Third, AI brings acupuncture from clinics to every corner of the world. In Tangsha, a smart ATM millionaire finishes diagnosis in just 3 seconds and offers personalized wellness plans for women. AI-powered devices are breaking language, geography, and cultural barriers. In the future, with internet, women anywhere can enjoy the protection of ancient Chinese wisdom. Dear sisters, acupuncture is more than needle. It is a philosophy of balance and purification. When AI gives this needle wings, it can fly farther, strike more precisely, and wound more deeply. Let us join hands to make acupuncture plus AI a force for women worldwide, so that every woman can be seen, heard, and healed. Thank you.
谢谢陈月平，您的发言让我们看到了中医与现代人工智能赋能女性健康的新可能。接下来，让我们欢迎广东省广州元老科技有限公司创始人林颖珊女士分享主题为 AI 赋能女性关系力，从意识觉醒到社区影响。有请林颖珊。
Thank you, distinguished delegates. I am Lin Shan, digital media entrepreneur focusing on the intersection of technology and human condition. And my topic is AI for women's relational power, from awareness to community impact. In the age of AI, women's empowerment is not about mirroring the masculine-centric or confrontational models of power. It is about global recognition of a long undervalued force, relational power. As we shift from an industrial age to an intelligence age, core resources move from physical dominance to trust, meaning, and connection. In my culture, we say the real strength is like the earth that is cool and that is quiet yet sustaining all life. This is the essence of feminine leadership, empathy, systemic thinking, and long-term care for life. Through my work with autistic children, I have seen how holistic thinking and systemic compassion can truly restore life. That is the power of tender and total acceptance. This spiritual insight also guides my work with women seeking self-awareness. For them, AI can be a buffer of tenderness, a safe, non-judgmental space to explore their inner systems and restore dignity. When the technology is guided by heart, it amplifies human intuition. We are witnessing a major shift. What was once deemed secondary is now becoming mainstream. As AI automates the routine, our value lies in what technology cannot replicate: care, meaning-making, and ethic judgment. These are not just soft skills, they are the feminine powers that must guide our society to ensure technology serves the humanity, not the other way around. To turn awareness into community impact, I propose 2 actions. First, AI agency over literacy. It's about reclaiming our inner agency. We must drive AI with feminine powers of intuition and empathy, ensuring human values, not machines, always define our decisions and future. Second, human-centric priorities. We should champion AI that nurtures mental health and community well-being, areas where relational power is as vital as code itself, ensuring technology fosters a more supportive world. Crucially, this evolution hinges on the recognition and the mobilization of women's power to lead the way. Women's power is not about women taking over the power. It is about restoring balance in how we define power. So the world does not only need smart technology, it needs a wiser humanity. Thank you.
赋能女性关系力提升提供了新的思路。 接下来，让我们欢迎纽约大学社会与文化分析系教授阮翠玲女士为我们带来精彩分享。有请阮翠玲教授。
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, and Arundel, my student at NYU, for inviting me to be here. The title of my comments is Why AI Needs Feminism. And my name is Twilin Tu, and I teach at NYU, where I write and teach, broadly speaking, in the histories of science and medicine. And what I've learned in my work is that while we generally think of technological development as a social good, in fact, as a quintessential sign of human progress, we often fail to ask who these technologies are good for. And usually, they have not been particularly good for women. Think, for instance, about manufacturing technologies, which brought on the Industrial Revolution and promised prosperity for all, but has now tied women across the world to low-paid assembly work. Or about more quotidian tools like the dishwasher or the washing machine, which was supposed to free women from domestic work, but have only expanded our labors. Think about how much more cleaning we do now than a century ago, right? Think about very intimate ones like reproductive technologies, such as the ultrasound, which was meant to increase reproductive health, but has put women in impossible positions regarding their fetuses. We're damned if we want to terminate an anomalous fetus, but also damned if we want to have a child who will endure a difficult life. This is not to say that these technologies have not been transformative or produced some benefits to women, but that their burdens are largely borne by women who are rarely considered at their development. Now, as we stand on the precipice of another major technological change, the so-called AI revolution, driven by artificial intelligence, machine learning, and generative models that are fundamentally changing how we live and work, we still have a chance to ask that question, who does this benefit? Which is also to ask, how does this technology serve the goals of justice and equality and the principles of reciprocity and relationality that are at the core of feminism? We can still demand that these principles be at the forefront of the design and deployment of AI technologies, that we have women that women have a seat at the table so that they, and hopefully not just them, can help us to see when AI models trained on historical data are just reproducing stereotypes, to help us understand the needs of half of the human population, to ensure that these tools respect privacy, autonomy, and dignity rather than only profit and power, so that we can try to envision a relationship between technology and society that prioritizes equal rights and access to all. This is why AI needs feminism. This is why we all do. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor, for professional sharing. Your perspective has brought us very fresh reflections and insights. Next, let's welcome Ms. Wan Dai Chi, a student from New York University, to share building an inclusive AI justice system, the mission and responsibility for young women. Please.
Honorable Chair, distinguished delegates, I stand here for a generation whose everyday lives are deeply shaped by algorithms. Through the lens of post-colonial studies in my studies, I saw how these mechanisms generate unfair results, labeling subaltern women as high risk, based on legacy data rather than individual conduct. It reminds us that technology itself is never neutral. In light of this, ensuring that justice is not overshadowed by code algorithms is the part and parcel of our mission as young women. We must move from being passive users to becoming the architects of ethics. Let us build a future where justice remains a human right, not a calculation hidden in a black box. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wan. Your speech shows us the responsibility and strength of young women in the field of AI justice. Finally, let's welcome Mr. Xue Kuiyang, Vice Chair of Beijing Guangming Charity Foundation and Development of the Cyberoriented Brain. 最后，让我们欢迎北京市光明慈善基金会副理事长、极限脑掌心知己智能体研发人薛奎阳女士，分享主题为 AI 与东方智慧，给每一位女性的心安个家。同时，薛奎阳女士也将对本环节进行总结。在请出薛奎阳女士之前呢，我们还有一位尊贵的来宾，就是刚刚最后到我们现场就位的这样一位，我们有请 Dr. Queen Mother Dr. Doris Blakely, our old friend. Could you share a short speech with us? Welcome. 那我们的薛女士可以陪着我们这位Dr. Doris 一起上来，这样子我们可以把它衔接。Welcome, Queen Mother.
So pleased to be with you women in science and technology. I am a student of MIT, Massachusetts School of Technology in the United States. Queen Mother was able to see a space shuttle go up and down at the Kennedy Space Center with the naked eye on the same launching pad. Can you imagine that experience as a woman in science and technology? I am so pleased this morning seeing so many women that are here. I'm going to move this out the way. All A and I is not adopted. You cannot adopt all A and I. So I'm going to say to you women, examine AI for us. Understand what is AI that will truly develop our communities. Everything is not adopted in AI for the society. I'm just returning from China of visiting students from 4 universities in engineering. And I was so pleased to have witnessed women in science and technology. And I'm very pleased today of seeing so many women of giving us our implementation. I'm gonna leave it there because we're running out of time, but you can meet Queen Mother, discuss it further with Queen Mother. I just want to say this to you. Queen Mother is going on 85 years old, and I still like my phone, not the AI phone. I just want the simple phone. Queen Mother has not made that adjustment. Queen Mother is going on 85 years old, which is a blessing. And I want to say to you women, I am older than the United Nations, they're only 80. I'm older than China, their revolution, only 80. And Nigeria, I'm older than Nigeria. So I would say to you women, you could have your mic. And Queen Mother will bless all of you women as you go on and develop the communities. The world is waiting for your leadership in terms of empowering us. Blessings to all of you.
Thank you very much for your sharing.
Thank you very much. 有请薛会长发言。
Okay. Distinguished guests, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Xue Kuiyang, Vice Chair of Beijing Guangming Charity Foundation. They're also the developer of Cyberoriented Brain How Empower AI Agent.
It's my good honor with our foundation to host the UN NGO CSW 70 Parallel event and to explore the social impact of women's leadership and artificial intelligence with all of you, and to share a practice in packaging technology and Chinese culture. There's an old Chinese saying, peace in the heart is home. The traditional Chinese character for love you see on the screen has a heart as its core. This is our most basic belief. Love should always have a heart. And every heart deserves a place to reside. Women today shoulder numerous responsibilities for families and the society. We keep moving forward and strive to play every role well. Yet often in the hustle, we lose a place for our hearts to settle. We never lack ability or courage, but sometimes we just need a gentle listener and a companion who understands us. This is why we created the supplementary Power in Palm AI agent. It has no complicated design, and its core purpose is simple: bring peace home to your heart and welcome love back. Power in Palm is a dear friend in your palm, a gentle AI companion, rooted in Oriental wisdom and integrated with my 36 years of family education and mental empowerment, and always adheres to 3 principles: no psychological diagnosis, no anxiety creation, no emotional dependency. It does not judge or lecture, but only acts as a fellow traveler for every woman, listening quietly and accompany you firmly forward. In my opinion, the women's leadership is never about dominant control, but about inner peace and gentle power. When a woman's heart is at peace, her light will naturally shine. When more women's heart is at peace and have a place to belong, families will be warmer, societies will be more tender, and this gentle power will make the world more inclusive, harmonious. This is exactly our original intention of empowering women with AI, to make technology a boost for women's power, not a burden. The most precious value of AI is never to replace humans, but to warm, accompany, and empower us. We have integrated the Chinese belief of love with the heart, and the heart with the home into every part of Power in Palm's design, and imbuing code technology with warmth, making companionship within reach, and turning AI into a gentle partner for women to guard themselves and shine brightly. I firmly believe that when technology has warmth, when AI has kindness, and when every woman has a little world, when the body has a place to rest, the heart has a place to calm, the pain has a place to share, and wound has a place to heal, and life has a place to belong, we can hand in hand build a more gentle, more powerful, and more loving world. Thank you to this forum to bring us together, and for the privilege of showing the mission of guarding the soul. And may we walk hand in hand with AI as our wings and wisdom as our light, and use the warmth in our palms to build a peaceful, spiritual home for women all over the world. Thank you all. And we have this agent, you can scan it to start with your, journey. Thank you.
感谢施培阳女士的精彩分享和全片总结，同时也再次感谢今天嘉宾的倾情分享。From China to African, from academia to industry, and from youth representatives to senior experts, your representations have connected theory and practice, tradition and modernity, and offer us a remarkable intellectual based on women's leadership and the social impact of AI. Thank you all. 思想的碰撞汇聚前行的力量。各位嘉宾的精彩分享，不仅为本次论坛奠定了坚实的基础，也为一个聚焦青年发展、传承女性领导力的公益新项目拉开了序幕。现在进入荣誉颁发与项目启动环节，让我们共同见证荣耀时刻，开启公益新征程。Now we move on to the session of certificate presentation and project launch. Let us witness these moments of honor together and begin a new journey of public welfare. First, we will hold a certificate of participation presentation ceremony for our speakers. Let us invite all speakers of today's forum to come to the stage. We would also like to invite Ms. Li Lin and Ms. Huang Yujia to present the certificates. 有请今天刚才所有的发言嘉宾上台，同时有请李林女士、黄永嘉先生为嘉宾颁发证书。有请各位嘉宾与颁奖嘉宾上台，有请。就在我们这个演讲台的前方吗？李会长。
在后方。
在后方，好。
到后方，我们到后方。
到后方。
到后方。到后方。Please, yes, 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 please. Okay.
You want me to give it to him? I love that.
Great honor. Please.
从中国到非洲，从学术界到产业界，从青年代表到资深专家，各位的分享横跨了领域与实践，连接了传统与现代，为我们呈现了一场关于女性领导力与人工智能社会影响的思想盛宴，我们都受益匪浅。相信这些宝贵的观点呢，也将融入联合国青少年成长计划，更好地赋能青年成长。再次感谢嘉宾们的分享，也恭喜他们获得荣誉证书。Congratulations for all the speakers today. Let's take a group picture together. And for the guests, we have a QR code you can scan later after forum, so you can download your pictures from this QR code link. Let us congratulate all the speakers with a warm round of applause. Thank you all for our presenters well.
于总。其实我们有照片直播，其他人不用拍的。对，我们有照片直播。
我们现场有个二维码，主办方非常贴心给大家提供了一个二维码，就是我们在会前宣读的，大家可以扫码，会后就可以下载照片。我特别问过了，有几天的时间了，不着急。Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
那接下来来到今天论坛最重要的时刻之一——联合国青少年成长计划启动仪式。Let's come up one of the most important moments of today's forum, the launch ceremony of the United Nations Youth Development Program. Initiated by Beijing Guomin Charity Foundation, which holds special consultative status with the UN Economic and Social Council. This program takes the UN Sustainable Development Goals at its core and builds a progressive international public welfare growth platform for young people, from primary and secondary school students to postgraduate students. It includes those core projects: the UN Permanent Representative Training Program, the Star Journey Co-Creation Public Welfare Art Exhibition, and the UN SDGs Research Program. It will connect with UNESCO, UNITA, and other UN agencies, providing authoritative international. Now let us invite Ms. Li Lin, Chair of Beijing Guomin Charity Foundation, and Ms. Xue Yang, Vice Chair of the Foundation, to the stage together to officially launch the program. Please join welcome them with warm applause. 现在，让我们掌声欢迎北京市光明慈善基金会理事长李林女士与副理事长薛可阳女士共同上台，正式启动项目。有请李林、薛可阳女士。
都启动完了，已经启动完了，启动完了，
启动完了，
刚才启动完了啊。
感谢两位理事长。联合国青少年成长计划的正式启动呢，是我们以公益培养新一代青年领袖、赋能女性领导力传承的全新起点。它将为青少年的成长注入新的活力，也为未来女性领导力的培养播下希望的种子。Section 3: Presentation of Volunteer Warner Certificates. Next, we will hold the Volunteer Warner Certificate Presentation Ceremony.
陈世轩。
好，有请志愿者上台，同时有请颁奖嘉宾为志愿者发放荣誉证书。志愿者们请上台。感谢所有志愿者的辛勤付出与默默奉献，正是因为有你们，本次论坛的筹备与举行呢，以及联合国青少年成长计划的顺利启动才得以实现，向各位致以最诚挚的感谢。
方泽坤，来，你给他。万代奇。
Congratulations, and thank you all for your contributions.
黄总来。
祝贺啊，很优秀。还有一个吗？
没有了，这个结束了。这个是方泽坤的，用来参与奖。方泽坤，对，这边那个。
Now let's welcome Ms. Li Lin, Chair of Beijing Guangming Charity Foundation, to deliver the closing remarks for today's forum. Please give her a warm round of applause. 现在让我们以热烈掌声欢迎北京市光明慈善基金会理事长李林女士为本次论坛致闭幕词。有请李林理事长。
尊敬的各位来宾、各位同仁、女士们、先生们，大家好！历时1个半小时的思想交流与智慧的碰撞，本次以女性领导力与人工智能社会影响为主题的联合国妇女地位 NGO 平行论坛即将落下帷幕。首先，请允许我代表主办方北京市光明慈善基金会，向远道而来、倾心分享的12位海内外的嘉宾。向鼎力支持本次论坛的南南合作金融中心、深圳市全景公益基金会，更向每一位关注女性、助力科技向善的参会朋友们致以最诚挚的感谢。在刚才的分享中，我们从中国的人工智能的实践案例，到非洲的女性法律职业的探索，从肯尼亚推动包容性数字未来的本土经验，到全球视野下的女性健康、家庭发展和弱势群体赋能的多元议题，各位嘉宾以3分钟的精炼表达，勾勒出 AI 时代女性赋能的清晰的图景，更凝聚起立足本土、跨界融合、世代传承的核心共识。这些真知灼见，为我们探索女性领导力与人工智能的融合发展筑牢了坚实的思想。论坛的落幕从来都是行动的起点，今天我们不仅见证了跨国界、跨领域的思想交汇，更共同启动了联合国青少年成长计划，为青年女性参与 AI 时代的性别平等搭建了坚实的平台。这正是我们以实际行动践行科技赋能女性、女性推动社会变革的初心和使命。在此，我诚挚的期待以本次论坛为纽带，延续这份跨越国界，让人工智能真正成为推动性别平等的重要助力，让女性领导力在数字时代绽放起更加耀眼的光芒。最后，再次感谢各位的参与和不懈的付出，祝福每一位前路顺遂，万事顺意。愿我们携手并肩，同行同心，共赴一个更加包容、平等、美好的数字未来。本次论坛圆满闭幕，谢谢大家，谢谢。
Thank you, Ms. Lili, for sincerely inspiring closing remarks. Your speech has provided both a wonderful summary of today's volume and a profound vision for the future of women's leadership and youth empowerment. Thank you. 感谢李林理事长真挚而富有启发性的闭幕致辞。您的发言既是对今天论坛的精彩总结，也为女性领导力和青年赋能的未来描绘了深刻的愿景。再次感谢。接下来，请允许我再以详细的中文给大家介绍一下刚才我们启动这样一个联合国青少年成长计划。刚才我们在启动的时候是用英文来介绍的，现在我们非常荣幸，因为在全球直播也照顾到我们的华语观众。下面请允许我用几分钟时间来用中文介绍一下这个项目。该项目由具有联合国经社理事会特别资商地位的北京市光明慈善基金会发起，以联合国可持续发展目标为核心，从为中小学生到研究生构建阶梯式国际公益成长通道。项目包含3大核心板块：联合国常驻代表培训计划、新图共创公益艺术展、联合国可持续发展目标研究计划。项目将联动联合国教科文组织、联合国训练研究所等多个联合国机构，为青少年提供权威国际认证与实践平台，并重点培育青年女性领袖，传承和发展人工智能时代的女性领导力，为全球性别平等与可持续发展注入持久的青年力量。谢谢各位。Now we come to the group photo session. May I kindly invite all the guests and participants to remain seated and keep your smiles. And the photographer will take an overhead group photo time. 我们现在来进行一个集体合影，请各位呢保持微笑，坐在自己的座位上。我们的摄影师到前面来，站在一个特别优势的高位，为大家进行合影，记录下这个历史性的一个光辉的时刻，定格这一珍贵的相聚时刻。感谢大家的配合。
如果大家有证书的可以这样子。
好的，对，大家可以把自己的证书，还有刚才的礼品。All the guests, you may show your gifts, precious gifts, or your certificates. Yes. Keep smile.
发，你快发，快点。
那我们一起来，我们那个
快拆。
Yeah, we also need some colorful gifts to this picture. Yeah, these special gifts.
Good boy.
Okay, please stay in your seats.
Exercise.
Thank you.
但是在现场也有好多个，这是第一次这里应该有一个那个教授，先让他们自己拿着那个。
这边有盒子，谁要盒子的可以过来对，这样好看，
时间很快就到，大家记得。
我们直接先拍照片，拿这个拍照片，然后
对，先拍照。
这个然后自己去领。Everybody have the box.
请拿到礼物的我们的参会方呢，就坐在座位上，保持微笑。我们正在捕捉大家的美好的兴奋的时刻。
Name 建 boy， 建 boy。
好，大家哎。
Please keep your smile and remain seated. Okay, I'm ready. I say 3, 2, 1. Okay, 3, 2, 1. You can say cheese, whatever you like. You want to take more pictures to make sure everyone is. Okay. 好的，各位来宾、各位朋友，随着李理事长闭幕致辞的结束和我们合影环节的进行，我们今天的论坛呢也即将圆满的落下帷幕。今天我们共同分享了跨越地域的见解，见证了联合国青少年成长计划的启动，也汇聚了推动女性领导力与人工智能社会影响的全球力量。这些珍贵的时刻将留存在我们心中，也将照亮未来的合作之路。 在此呢，我谨代表主办方向每一位嘉宾、志愿者和参会者的付出、支持与配合致以最衷心的感谢，谢谢大家。Finally, I'm honored to announce that the NGO Parallel Forum of United Nations Commission on the Status of Women, Women's Leadership and AI for Social Impact has been successfully concluded. 最后，我荣幸地宣布，联合国妇女地位委员会 NGO 平行论坛女性领导力与人工智能社会影响圆满闭幕。谢谢各位，感谢。祝愿各位在纽约的行程顺利愉快，谢謝大家。Wish you all you guys a smooth and pleasant stay in New York. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.
I'll try later.
Yeah. You can try it.
Yes.
经历。
我也去。9月份。
对，我很喜欢这个，他留了一个的。